In the context of global integration, international film events in Vietnam not only create conditions to introduce the beauty of Vietnam to international friends, but also connect domestic audiences with international film and unique culture in the world. Over 10 years of execution, the Japanese Film Festival in Vietnam is one of the most promising events of the year of the Japan Foundation Center for Cultural Exchange in Vietnam. Through the film festival, many popular Japanese film productions have been introduced to many Vietnamese audiences. In 2018, the Japanese Film Festival in Vietnam marked the development when held in 4 major cities: Hanoi, Hue, Da Nang and Ho Chi Minh City, with 16 impressive films. In 2019, the Japanese Film Festival in Vietnam continued to be organized with many new activities, meeting the constantly increasing taste of the audience. You're watching Sharing Vietnam on VTC10 Net Viet. In recent years, there are so many international film festivals held in Vietnam to promote the cultural exchange and also the mutual understanding among countries. And the Japanese Film Festival, which is one of the biggest events of the Japan's Foundation Center for Cultural Exchange in Vietnam, has attracted the attention of many audience. And today in our program, let's have a conversation with Mr. Jun Kawai, the Deputy Director of the Japan's Foundation Center for Cultural Exchange in Vietnam. Thank you so much for joining us in our program. First of all, how long have you been in Vietnam and what makes you impressed most on Vietnamese culture?
ベトナムでは5年ぐらい仕事をしています。ベトナムの中ではハノイにしか
I've been working in Vietnam for 5 years, but I mainly live in Hanoi. Therefore, I cannot feel all the cultural features throughout Vietnam. While living in Hanoi, I realized that although Hanoi is a city with many developments, traditional cultural values still exist in everyday life. On the way to work, I saw many slogans on big holidays. Vietnamese people use lunar calendars, so they keep the anniversaries of the year, and we can feel it through daily life. In Japan, we only use solar calendars, so I have little sense of lunar holidays. Vietnamese people really appreciate the holidays. I also have the habit of watching the moon every night. When looking at the moon, I looked at the roundness or defect to determine the time of the month. I think this is a very meaningful thing, by which I feel the connection with Vietnamese people.
月を眺めて月の大きさで今がいつぐらいの時期だなということを知るようになりました。
Can you share with us about the essence of the cultural exchange between Vietnam and Japan?
Cultural exchanges play an important role in promoting relationships and understanding between Vietnam and Japan. Culture is the way to live, the way to think, and the way to feel a people. When we understand each other's culture, we can build a strong relationship and mutual understanding. Currently, Vietnam and Japan are constantly developing cooperative relations on many aspects, from tourism, study abroad to economic cooperation. I think in the next 50 or 100 years, Vietnam and Japan are always important friends of each other. I think we need to promote mutual understanding so that we can build a strong and close relationship, thereby creating a bright future for the two countries.
Can you share with us about the purpose and the importance of the Japanese Film Festival in Vietnam?
The Japanese Film Festival in Vietnam is held annually in major cities like Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, and Da Nang. From last year, we started organizing more in Hue. As we all know, culture consists of many elements, and movie is one of them. Through the film, we can understand the historical age and historical context of Japan. In addition, with images and themes introduced on the film, Vietnamese people will feel the value and perspective of Japanese people. Thereby, we hope that many Vietnamese people will know the contents that we convey through the movies. Since then, Vietnamese audiences will understand more deeply and more fully about Japan. We hope that many Vietnamese will watch the movies, like movies, and then become the lovers of Japanese people and country.
What are the special things of Japanese Film Festival 2019 compared to the previous events, and what are the main activities of the event this year?
日本映画祭の構成は毎年変わっていません。今の日本の
The
新しい映画を見
structure
てもらい
and
たい
organization of the Japanese Film Festival over the years has not changed. We always choose new movies to introduce to Vietnamese audience. So far, we often hold film festival every fall. However, from 2019 onwards, we not only held a film screening in the fall, but we also increased the opportunities for a large number of Vietnamese audiences to enjoy Japanese movies. For example, from August every month, we will show a movie. By increasing the number of movie screenings, we hope that Vietnamese people will have more opportunities to approach and enjoy Japanese films, thus understanding and love Japan more.
日本映画祭の大きな挑戦の一つです。
Can you share with us about the message of Japanese film shown in Vietnam this year?
日本映画祭は日本の
The Japanese Film Festival is not only held in Vietnam, but also in other Southeast Asian countries. We always choose new movies that are currently being shown to Japanese audiences. In order to be able to know from the same time, the same movie, we can see the way the audience of Vietnam and Southeast Asia react. In the same sense, we want to know how Southeast Asian audiences will understand. In addition, we also want those films to be a connection between Japanese audiences, Vietnamese audiences, and Southeast Asian audiences. I think that watching movies is not only for enjoyment and entertainment, but also for the content and images in the film. That is what we'd love to know.
考えるのも日本映画祭の楽しみ方の一つだと思います。
As usual, the Japanese Film Festival in Vietnam in 2019 promised to bring Vietnamese audiences the elaborately invested film about content and images. Opening the film show of this year's event, the Japan Foundation Center for Cultural Exchange in Vietnam introduced two Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City audiences with the film Color Me True. The film revolved around Kenzie love story, the probationary director, and Miyuki, the princess stepped out of the forgotten black and white film. In the black and white form, Miyuki and Kenzie begin to explore the colorful world, but she cannot touch the real world people or she will disappear. Viewers were brought from surprise to surprise and received extremely meaningful, profound and humanistic message about love.
Trước đây mình sống tại Nhật Bản là hơn 2 năm, cho nên là mình rất thích cái con người của người Nhật ấy. Cho nên và cái bộ phim của họ cũng đúng như cái kiểu cái tên phim này, sắc màu chân thực, nó rất là chân thực đời thường luôn, nó không có cái hoa mỹ hay màu mè gì cả, mà cái con nó cũng giống như phản ánh như đúng như cái sự thật con người Nhật Bản ấy. Càng ngày cái mối quan hệ giữa Việt Nam với Nhật Bản ấy thì càng ngày càng sâu sắc, và cái việc mà mình giao lưu giữa cái văn hóa giữa hai nước ấy, nó rất là cần thiết, khiến cho chúng ta có thể hiểu được bên nước bạn như thế nào và nước bạn cũng thể hiểu bên mình như thế nào. Trước đây mình cũng đã thấy có những cái bộ phim mà người Việt Nam với lại người Nhật cùng hợp tác với nhau đấy, cũng đã có những cái bộ phim như thế, và mình cảm thấy là nên có những cái bộ phim như thế nhiều hơn nữa.
The movie show attracted hundreds of viewers in each screening and received extremely positive feedback about the film. This year's events promise to bring to Vietnamese audiences more good movies in the coming time with a variety of content and genre, hoping to satisfy many audiences. Indeed, movies are special cultural ambassadors, and the Japanese Film Festival is truly a bridge connecting Vietnamese audiences with the beauty of the country and people of Japan. How can you assess the development of Vietnamese film industry? And after this event, what we can learn from the Japanese film industry?
ベトナムの映画の業界についてあまり詳しくないんですけれども
I don't really understand deeply about Vietnamese film industry. However, a friend of mine once shared that creating a good script in Vietnam is not an easy task. The script determines the success of the movie. Therefore, when Vietnamese people watch Japanese films, exhibitions and novels, they can have ideas and suggestions to create good scripts. That is what we really look forward. Currently, many Vietnamese movies are shown in Japan. I think that when Vietnamese films are shown abroad, it will help Vietnamese cinema to learn and develop.
Vietnam and Japan have several films made by the cooperation between the two countries, which make the great impression on audiences. How can you assess these activities?
そうですね。共同で制作するというのはものすごいレベルの高い高度な
I think that the two countries cooperate to create cinematographic works is a high-level development between both countries. As I shared, to be able to create films together, we need to have a deep understanding of each other. So far, many works have been created through the cooperation between the two countries. I appreciate that these are very successful projects. These films are a cross-cultural interference between the two cultures. I hope to have more and more joint works of both countries to promote the development of the two countries' cinema.
というような作品が出てくると、それもまた面白いのではないかなと思います。
Can you share with us about the future plan of the Japan Foundation Center for Cultural Exchange in Vietnam to promote the mutual understanding in general and the film development between the two countries in particular?
映画に関しては、毎年秋に、東京で東京国際映画祭というのが開かれますけれども
Every year in the fall, Tokyo International Film Festival is held in Japan. On this occasion, we invited many Vietnamese journalists to participate in the event and introduce this event to a large audience of Vietnamese. Besides, we also send invitations to many filmmakers, movie publishers to collaborate. I hope that on this occasion, the two countries can exchange and learn cinema experience. This is an opportunity to promote cooperation between Vietnam and Japan. In addition, we also carry out many activities to support learning and filmmaking for Vietnamese students. These are programs for young students or short filmmaking programs. After these shows, many quality cinematographic works were born. We hope that it is an opportunity for young Vietnamese to interact and try so that they can create more perfect works in the future. In addition to movies, as you can see, in the library, we have many books about Japan. This fall, we will hold an exhibition about Japanese boxers. Besides, we also perform other performances, such as street dance, contemporary art performance. Along with that, we still maintain Japanese teaching activities. Thus, in addition to movies, we have several different programs for Vietnamese people to understand more about Japan. Since then, love more Japan.
Thank you for your sharing. And the conversation with Mr. Jun Kawai is also the end of our program today. For any feedback, don't hesitate to send to the email address channelvietnam@netvietTV.net. Thank you so much for your attention and see you next time.